So, 1C has released IL-2 Korea, a long-anticipated upgrade to the graphics, physics, and all kinds of things, actually, engine from the Great Battles and IL-2 series. This time set in Korea, where you can fly for North Korea or you can fly for the USA. In this case, I'm going to be flying F-51 Mustang, and we're going to set up a new career. Career mode has just been released. We're currently debugging it, the early access version, and it's looking really good. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm having fun with it already in spite of a few bugs. Let's get into the career mode and choose a commander and choose a career and choose an aircraft where we start. I'm going to choose the F-86. We may not start with the F-86, but that's where we're going to choose, and we'll see where we wind up. I'm going to choose a squadron that begins fairly early in the war. 1953 in this case, K-55, that's a little late, so I think we will look elsewhere. We have the option of K-13 just above. Let's take a look at that one. Lots of options here. Yeah, it can depend. You can select depending on the symbol, emblem you like, or if you know anything about the squadron. In this case, 25th Fighter Interceptor Squadron. Let's choose them out of K-13. Okay, now we have to set up our commander. You choose your portrait. Okay, this guy looks pretty good. Let's choose him. I'm going to change the name. Yeah, sure, Antonio Perez. That works. I'm also going to change his birth date, 1907. He could easily be a major and at the age of 40-something, 44, but let's make him a little younger. And we're going to choose, that sounds good, sharpshooter. Sure. Skills booster 3, discipline booster 1. That's a pretty good place to start. So yeah, we'll choose that. Biography, and we'll make his birthday, I don't know, 1925? Sure. Sounds good. Create our Major Antonio Perez. That will take us to his pilot file, I believe. Oh, it takes us to the calendar, November 4th, 1951. And this is our main interface that we're going to work with for the pilot career. Now you have some options to choose, so we're going to in air or on runway. Parity is good. We want a little more challenge. I like on runway. Yeah, I think we're going to go with random for all these options because that makes the missions more interesting. We also have difficulty settings to select. Let's have a look at those. Object markers definitely, because I tell you, when you're diving at 350 miles an hour, you want some indicators from a little farther out. External cameras and padlock, yes. Navigation assist, yes. Don't really need these simplifications. I think we're good. This gives us a rating between normal and hard, just a little bit up from normal. So, we have our pilot file, which is blank at this point really, except that we have some information where that will be filled in. And we can now go to have a look at the squadron. Again, we won't get much information here yet. Nothing we can do. We don't have pilots who have any experience yet. We don't have pilots. We don't have any mission success to generate award points. So that's yet to come. Okay, we also can't do anything with resources until we have some rewards, some successful missions. So, area patrol, we need to assign a group. We're going to attack the front line from K-13. Now, who do we assign here? Well, flight of 12, including me as commanding flight leader. That can work. There's an option though. There's an option to generate the mission and let the computer fly it. So let's have a look what that would look like. Auto planning, it gives us a slightly different mission choice, which is fine. Can apply that. And we can, if we don't want to fly this ourselves, we have to make a little change. So we go back to the mission screen, assignment screen, and deselect flight 1. Let's leave the flight with 12 and deselect flight 1. So now we can let the mission fly itself when we hit apply, and we'll watch how that plays out. It should be pretty quick. Here's our group composition. There we go. Takeoff. Waypoint 1 reached. Target destroyed. Target destroyed. Pilot wounded. 2 pilots wounded. That's not great, but we got some targets. So, okay. Waiting to land. Land at the home field on the right. Lower right, you see there. And, okay. We have a good mission summary here. Unfortunately, we do have some wounded pilots. We'll have to have a look and see what their recovery looks like. We can do that when we get back to the main screen, but there they are, wounded pilots. Mission critical objective was completed. That's really good. 5 supply requests we get from this mission completion. That's pretty good. We'll have a look at that and see. You can hit automatic request and it will do some work for you. I've been doing my own, so I think we're going to choose 3 pilots, and I think we're also going to begin to generate some new aircraft. We'll let ordnance and fuel and equipment go until the next mission. So that's where we're at. Let's have a look at our squadron. Nah. Let's move on in advanced time. This is always kind of fun. Here too, you can let the AI fly, or you can get into flight planning. Or you can also ignore. Let's hit proceed. Let the AI fly this one for us as well. Not too eventful, which is just great. So we've generated some more requests, more points, and we will get some more suppliers done right away, which is really nice. Begin to get a sense of this as a strategic game running in the overlay for your simulation game, which is quite fun. As you can see, I now have a few little credits of my own. 3 ground vehicles destroyed. And here's our patrol combat units in service pilot card for me. Let's set up my airplane while we're in this screen. I want a customized paint job. I like that. Spirit of Hobo for a nice livery. You can see you can also set up other options here, but I'll leave that for now. Convergence, weapons. Choose weapons per mission, of course. And we will get to that as well yet. Have a look. So, where do we go from here? Well, so this is now my other career, where I'm flying for the 12th Fighter Bomber Squadron. As you can see, I'm well along in this career. I've got quite a few kills to my credit. Pretty happy with this career as it's gone so far. I think we've flown, how many flown? 16 missions completed. So I've had a lot of award points. I've been able to promote some of my pilots. I've also moved a few to reserve because they have been underperforming. So in this case, we're on working on mission, I think 15 or 16. Bit of a different phase in the war. We've done third separate operation now. Let me show you what some of the rest of these features work at this stage. You can see I've got deliveries coming on different dates here, different kinds of deliveries coming. I'll show you that in a second. I've got 7 available requests that I haven't used yet. Let's see if I can. No F-51s available right now, or else I would be able to order some aircraft as backup. But I can get some more pilots, I think. Oh, I've got a full slate coming already. I'm waiting on 7 pilots, as you can see. I've got a lot of fuel stocked, and I've got quite a lot of ordnance stocked as well. I'm a bit ahead of the game, which is really nice. That warehouse is only at 7% capacity for ordnance and equipment, 16% capacity for fuel. Gonna order a little more equipment. You can see how that gets added to the screen at the bottom, coming on April 21st, it looks like, or 22nd. Yeah. Send a request for fuel, another 4,000 gallons. That's used up my requests. You can see, you hover over these dates and you can see what's coming. 60 units of equipment coming. Ordered on the 13th, coming on the 17th. Ordnance, 700 units ordered on the 14th. Next one is fuel on the 15th. Pilots coming on the 18th. I've got 2 different orders of pilots coming. Only 1 aircraft, which is that's a little bit worrisome, but we just have not had the supply available. Factories aren't producing them fast enough for us at the moment, or we're losing them too quickly. I'm not sure which is the case. So that's our resources screen. Now you see how that operates. None interrupted either yet, which has been lovely. Have not had a very aggressive enemy to the north yet. That may change. And you can see that the events thing gets filled out, get updated regularly. Let's have a look here at how my section wingman is performing. He's performing pretty darn well. I'd love to promote him and award him, but at the moment I don't have any award points. But he's done well. On the other hand, his skills haven't increased much. That's interesting and a little concerning. But no award points. I have to think about that. I might actually try someone else in that position. Pilot file for Jared, who is a section leader. He's also doing really well, and he's looking pretty good for skills, so that's encouraging. Again, for Diaz. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to keep Diaz in this position. So we have to do some thinking about that. Yeah, not sure. Let's set up his plane though, because I'd like my wingman to have his own plane. Choices. Well, yeah, sure. He has his own plane for now. We'll see how this goes. And okay, moving right along, let's show you how this works. We're gonna take a look at Diaz again. Should be nice to have awards and rank on this card, wouldn't it? Yeah, that would really be nice. But it does give you some good information. Let's move Felix, who's actually doing really well. Let's move him into a reserve. I'll show you how this works. Send to reserve. Now we could, from here, move him into anywhere we want. But what we're going to do, and all of these guys need to be, some more thought has to go on. I think I've looked at these guys pretty carefully, actually. I've currently got the best pilots serving. Put him back next to duty into this empty slot here. On-duty flight currently is flight 6, section 11 and 12. There I just increased on-duty to 6 aircraft, because 2 really is not adequate if we were to encounter a raid. Have a look at what's going on with McGinty here. Aircraft out of service for 3 more days, which is a long time. That's like potentially 6 or 7 or 8 missions. And not much we can do with that because we don't have an extra aircraft at the moment. Scroll down, aircraft is 0. That's just the way it is. This is what we are dealing with as Squadron Commander right now. Wordell is also actually doing really well. This guy, I did promote him to 2nd Lieutenant, and he's got awards as well. And all these things actually increase his performance, so you do want to keep up with your pilots who are performing well. Pilot card is a little more brief, as we have seen before, and you can see he has air victories. He actually does have one, but in the beta this has not yet been separated out. That will change. So let's look at, we're now in Operation Dauntless, which is our third operation after this, what have we've had, 8 or 10 days, 7, 8, 10 days of war, I can't remember. No, not that long, maybe 5 or 6 days of war. We're looking at these are completed missions, last one's showing, but we're going to have a new mission, and this one we will fly. But we're going to exclude this section because it doesn't have a section leader, just a single aircraft. We've got 10 aircraft, which is quite adequate for this mission. It will be attacking the front line, 120 miles away. We're looking at attacking an armored column. Sure, that works too. Actually, we're going to choose a different mission. Let's see what we're going to do here. Attack artillery, no. Close air support, yeah. Front line, yeah. Okay, back to front line. I like it. Unit control. Now the on-duty flight is flight 4. Well, I think we'll probably... they've been on duty for how long? I can't remember. I should have kept track of that. We're going to leave that alone for the moment. On-duty flight is fine. We're going to fly. Yeah. 16 aircraft selected? It's telling me I have 16 selected. That's not accurate because we have one on duty. We apply that as it is. Where does that get us? Let's see here. Gets us back into some music for one thing. Okay, it's looking pretty good. Attack the front line from K-13, distance of 120 miles. Estimated duration of the mission just under an hour, depending on how long we linger. It's often worth lingering because the longer you linger, even if you have exhausted your ordnance, your squadron often has ordnance still to go. So if you linger a little, your points go up, you get a few more targets. Here's what the mission looks like now that we've executed that. We're ready to go here. I always like to zoom in to see the lay of the land. This is where intelligence is telling us here, so you know we're mostly going to be looking north and east, but there are some, yeah, north and east from the target point. Set up our ordnance. Currently, I have 6 HVARs and 2 heavy bombs selected. I always add the gun sight and the rearview mirror, and you can do whatever makes sense for you. We've got more fuel than we need, quite a lot more fuel. The combat radius of 460 miles. I sometimes reduce the fuel. I don't know, exactly how that works out in the end, but it seems like a good idea to conserve equipment and fuel when you can. I've currently got my convergence set quite long because I'm using rockets and guns and diving very fast, from usually around 2,000 feet or so. As you can see, you got a massive selection of armament to choose from, and all these things do have their own characteristics. You gradually learn the ones that work for you, and also that work for your squadron. Currently, if you have rockets only, your squadron won't perform quite as well. It definitely seems to make sense to mix rockets and bombs, so that's what I've been doing. You can filter, as you see, filter payloads. These are all payloads that include rockets. That's kind of handy. You can do rockets only, which I prefer for myself, but for my squadron, yeah, not so much. Turn that filter back off. I think, yeah. Definitely don't need drop tanks. Haven't tried the napalm. Cluster bombs can work really well when you have dispersed targets that are, relatively close together, like around an airfield. Other than that, mixing rockets and bombs seems to be kind of the way to go. Yep. So anyway, lots of ordnance selections. I'll go back to the 6 rockets. Oh, I'm just showing you the cluster bombs. You can read it on the right there. 415-pound cluster munition assembly. 94-pound submunitions. That's a pretty impressive bit of armament. Alright, we're going with cluster bombs in this case. Rockets and cluster bombs for the squadron. I hope it's possible to arm the squadron separately, or at least by section later. I haven't actually heard about that, so let's wait and see. So I've chosen a combat radius of 390 miles, which is far more than we need. Just a little less than a full tank. Full tanks. Little less than full tanks. We're ready to go here. So the mission summary on the right. Got a list of my pilots. We do have a fighter escort, which is really nice, which is a good reason not to just rush away. I don't go at full power. I go at full power for takeoff, and then I just reduce it to 70%. Take my time making my turn, let my guys form up, and let that escort also form up. There's our primary objective and NDBs all listed there. This is what it looks like when you pop into the game. Gonna be noisy.
Chief, this is Flight Eagle. Requesting takeoff clearance. Over.
Eagle cleared for takeoff.
Eagle everyone. Takeoff. Out. Flight Eagle, airborne. Over.
Eagle, proceed with your mission. Eagle, this is Flight George. You can bed sector. Over. Red 2, airborne.
Red Berry, airborne.
Red 4, airborne.
So that's a look at career mode as it sits currently. A lot of fun, looking really good. And I think they're also going to improve it. There's things they want to add over time, like persistent damage between missions, which is really cool. We're going to see 1 or 2 new aircraft come along, and improvements in AI. And really, this is going to be the combat simulation for 2026, maybe even for 2027. Let's see. Hope you enjoyed this first look. This is Flight Doc or Viking 1, depending on where you know me from. Signing off and wishing you success in IL-2 Korea.